Welcome to the Oasis.
Karina, it's beautiful. This is where you lived?
For a long time, yes.
It's so pretty.
That it is. We spent a lot of time down here. When we came to Vardern, castle magics weren't strong enough. You couldn't put down castle hearts. Reconstitution was an impossibility, so this place became home. We'd been running for a long time up from Frankelberg. Myself and Barbados, Dorian and Lady Thanavi. And though eventually we did start construction on the Rot Home, this place was a sanctuary. It was where we got away from the militia, Noctum, even Luminance. They tried to chase us out or drive a stake through our hearts.
I'm sorry, Karina. It's incredible.
It is. And it's home. Remember, over here I used to have my old medical supplies. It wasn't much of a shelf as much as it was a couple of pieces of wood I had stuck together. We didn't have a lot back then. We made do with what we had. Barbados would always get on top of the rock, and Cycrus, when he'd visit, would always cook his stew right over there.
Oh, lovely.
Last time I remember him making it was when Amraiha got promoted down here, and people came and they were suspicious, because people are always suspicious of anything we do, but really it was just a celebration, truthfully.
It saddens me that people don't understand.
People don't trust us because this place used to be where
Let us relax.
the former Scions of Entropy used this place. It's highly entropic. It feels like home. But the way they used it, people remember that, even though it was well before my time. It's like people connect us to them, even though that's not who we are. They used this place, and so the fact that we're fond of it, it makes people suspicious. It makes them not trust us, and it makes them see even the good things that we do colored in a unpleasant light. Like Jezebel, for instance. She didn't trust us. She thought the explosions that she heard were because of us during the ritual at Maja's tower, and so she attacked. She didn't ask questions. In fact, she knew about the instability of the ritual because she asked several times. And still she chose to do it, because she thought it was us doing that.
It was explained to me on my side as my family perceived it as an attack on Dunley.
Oh, of
That
course
doesn't
they
excuse
did.
their actions, but, you know. I mean, you know how I feel about their antics.
Your family was willing to jump to the gun and jump to the blade rather than try and figure out what was actually happening. Your family nearly killed the person more dear to me than any in this world. That day. And Jezebel brought great harm upon me and mine, and a lot of innocent people.
Ellie was included in that. She told me what happened.
Yes. A lot of people got hurt that day.
I may not have cared about many back then,
I'll have
but
a seat.
I cared about her very deeply, and I still do.
Allow me to get
As I
more
care for you,
comfortable.
Karina.
And I care for you in turn, Livy. I come here when I want to think, when I need to get away from it all, when I need advice, comfort, help, someone to talk to. I told you I'd take you to meet my grandmother. Here she is.
She rests. What was her name?
The Morrigan.
The Morrigan. Was
Yeah.
she like you?
I think so. I never got to meet her. I've just been spending a lot of time wondering what it would have been like if I did. She was a scion of entropy. She was one of the encased. She was a witch. She was playful and kind and loved to joke and dance and always talked in rhymes and riddles. She loved cards and bone dice. She always had her fun. I know a lot of things about her. I know what she was like because other people have told me. She was my family. And all I know are the stories.
She sounds lovely.
I know she hurt a lot of people at the end of it. I know she burned. I know they put her to the torch. And it wasn't the first time. I know she wanted to live, she didn't get to.
She deserved to. People make mistakes. And it doesn't mean she was any less important, or cared for, or loved, or valued by someone else.
She is family. She's my sire's sire. She's my grandmother. She's... I saw her once. I've always conjured up images in dreams. I've always wondered what she'd really be like. How much of her lives in me. Maybe it's the way I always can't help myself when someone pulls out a deck or some tea leaves. Maybe it's the way I always have a habit of seeing things from two different sides. And so I come here. And things feel hard because I talk to her and she listens. And sometimes I think she's telling me what to do. Telling me what way is right and showing me. I was buried here when I was younger, you know. I got...
One of these graves is yours?
I got staked by a vampire hunter. Right through the heart. And I think I should have died that day, but I didn't. Lady Donavi brought me here. She buried me in a bed of entropy, and it helped me hang on. Helped keep me from passing on.
I'm glad that she did. Because, in spite of the circumstances, it means I got to meet you. To spend time with you. Selfishly.
It's okay to be selfish.
It's a rare occurrence for me.
Means you're doing things for you. And I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you. You know, I never had a big sister. I am the big sister. I never had someone I could go to. If that makes sense.
It does.
I think your grandma would be proud. She should be. I would be.
I hope you're right. Passathea showed me what she looked like. An illusion from when she could still see. And I think that moment broke something in me, and it gave me an answer to a question that I'd had for a very long time. I remember that I went to hug her, and she went to hug me back. And that's something I always wish I got to do.
I wish it were different, Karina. I wish you got the chance. If I could bend time for you, for anyone I loved or cared for, I would. But it's not possible.
I wish so. They put her to the torch 75 years before I was born, at the end of the last age. Everything was finally coming to an end. They burned her. They burned her to ash. I know the judge saved her the first time. They put her to the torch. Back when she was still. Her, back before she was encased. Back before she had given herself over fully. But the judge wasn't there that time. And she burned. I just wonder if things could have gone differently, whether it really had to be this way. People talk about the war and all the terrible things, and how everyone went crazy and, how it all went wrong. I guess I just you know. I can't help but wish it'd gone a different way. Maybe then I'd know her. Maybe then she'd still be here. And we'd be together. She could stand right here with me. Instead of me spending the better part of a century looking at her grave and wondering if it could have gone any other way.
Maybe it could have, but people are people at the end of the day. They destroy or challenge what they don't understand, or what they don't want to take the time to understand. They're often wrong in their wrath. And it is those left behind that must suffer because of their choices. Can you describe the illusion that you saw of your grandmother? I want to make you something, but I need to know what she looked like in order to do that. If you'd be willing.
Ah, a fine vintage. Let us relax.
Would be back.
If you'd like to know what I'd like to make you, I'm happy to tell you. Otherwise, I'm happy to leave it a surprise.
I'd like that, I think. What did you have in mind, dear?
It is something I do rarely because I'm so picky about who is gifted such things, but when I was learning how to hone my ice magic, I struggled a little bit. A way that helped me learn was to make ice sculptures. Specifically, sculptures of things that were significant to people I cared about. For my sister, I made a mace. For Neve, I made a. Well, really, it was just an ice block when I think about it. These sculptures are enchanted. They don't melt. They're almost like real replicas of things. It takes a fair amount of energy to make, but I don't mind the effort. If you would like to carry her with you, or set it somewhere in your room, so she's always with you, and not just here.
I'd like that, I think. I know she looked not unlike me. I recall that she had burns She had hair that was kind of like mine, maybe a bit more purple. I think it was falling over her shoulders, and I remember she smiled at me. I remember wanting to feel how badly I wanted to feel that her arms were really there. She had a dress, I think, kind of like mine. Just a bit of a different color. Though she had the burn scars, she wasn't on fire. I remember she was happy to see me. Just... I wish she was really there. Thank you.
Of course. Before I finish this, is there a certain way you'd like the sculpture to stand? Like reaching out, or offering a hand, or something like that?
I like the idea that she's reaching out, just waiting for me. I wonder if when it is my time, when my immortality is spent and it's time for me to go, I wonder if I'll finally meet her. I wonder if she'll finally be right there with me.
This sculpture will outlast all weather. Hot, cold, it doesn't matter, it won't melt. It won't change. It will remain steady as it has been created. Now you may carry her with you wherever you go. And you don't need to worry about it breaking either.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm more than happy.
She's beautiful.
She really is.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, Kate.
Thank you. I just wish I could have met you. I wish. I wish I could have been there. Maybe I could have saved you. Maybe you'd still be here. Maybe. I hope that one day I'll join you. Thank you, Livy. Thank you so much.
Of course, Karina. Anytime. You know that I'm here.
Of course. I'll be at your wedding. I'll make sure of it.
I hope so, because I plan to talk to Seth about it. soon, actually.
Good. Well, call it a promise.
Alright, I will hold you to it.
I'll be there.
You know, I'm probably gonna need a bridesmaid. Maybe a few.
Well, your family's gonna have a lot of questions if that's me. But if it's what you want, I'll do it.
In truth, Karina, between you and I, and also knowing that I haven't discussed this with Seth yet, I think I want a quiet wedding. I think I want something that is just those we truly love and care for. And don't get me wrong, I love my family, yes, but they have also hurt me a lot.
Of course.
I think if I'm getting married, I choose who comes and who is present and who is part of my wedding party.
Of course. It's up to you. It's your wedding, after all. I think once this whole war business is behind us, that I'd really like that. It'll be
I think after the war is a good time. I kind of don't want my wedding crashed by Noctum or the cult, respectfully.
We wouldn't, but I understand.
I know, it's just Noctum has a habit of taking you in places.
Of course. Well, you start planning and I'll be there.
Alright. I think I'm gonna talk to Seth about it next cycle.
Okay. That'd be good. Hopefully he says yes. Do you have a ring?
Well, I mean,
Well,
no, I spoke to Grandma, Marjorie, about it, and I told her that I would talk to him about, you know, the possibility of getting married.
Right.
And, so I'm going to open the conversation of, hey, we've been together for over 2 years now, and, like, I don't want to rush anything, but how do you feel about the possibility of us getting married one day? Doesn't have to be today, doesn't have to be tomorrow, but one day, you know? I've never been in love the way that I'm in love with him, Karina. I've never experienced anything like it before. This man has me wanting to build a home, get married, and have children. And that's not the kind of life I pictured for me. Not before him, at least. So if I tell him I want you at my wedding, he won't argue.
All right. Then I'll be there. I'll be there for both of you, and you can have that happiness. Though, I will ask, have you talked to him about... Now, I don't want to get ahead of things here, but he's still human. You're not. Have you thought about that?
Yes, this is something I was spending some time with Rafi earlier. We're trying to fix the tear is the word I'm going to use in our bond and in our relationship as sisters. And it is something that she encouraged me to talk to him about. And then I had a conversation with Marjorie earlier this cycle about it because, I suppose my views are a bit different to maybe a normal vampire's. I don't really know.
Well, what do you want, and what does he want?
I will ask him what he wants, but for me, it's very simple. If something happens, and he wishes to be turned, I will be the one to turn him. I will not take that choice from him. I want him to make it of his own volition. I don't want him to make it just because he loves me. I want him to make it because he understands what it means, what this kind of life is like. And I want him to have the freedom to choose, rather than it be taken from him. And in truth, Karina, if something did happen and someone else tried, I would kill them. And I wouldn't hesitate.
I understand. Maybe it's because I'm older than you. You are a century younger than me. I worry, and like I say, I'm probably getting ahead of myself, about the distant future, because I truly do believe that that's what you'll have with him, and wondering if that's something he wants for himself one of these days, but that sort of forever is not a choice made lightly. And of course, it's
No,
not exactly a choice you can come back from. It's you only get to make it once.
Indeed. I would want him to think very carefully about it. And I would explain everything to him. And if he didn't want it, I would respect it. The entirety of my life, before him, had never considered turning anybody, even if they asked me. Not even members of my own family. Kane when she was alive, or even Shine now. But I would make an exception for him if that is what he wanted, and he was certain and he understood. Because you don't get to come back from that. I didn't get to choose what I am. But in a situation like that, he has the choice. And I want to make sure it's not taken from him.
Of course. It should be his choice. And I truly hope that it will be, if it comes to it, it will be a choice made in the comfort of your home and your bed, rather than something done in a rush on a field of battle. I did not get that choice. My life, when I was human, was ended very abruptly. And I was given the choice in that moment. And my sire asked me if it's what I wanted. But there wasn't any time. And if I would let her try. So I said yes. And then I died.
May I ask a question about your siring?
You may.
What is it like for a human to go through such a process? I never had to.
A brief moment for spirits, and then I will answer.
Of course.
It's going to be a blood moon tonight. I need to check on Squeaks. I'll write her a letter in a second. But to go through to be turned, Liviana. It can be done sweetly, it can be done painfully, but the common denominator is that you have to die. You will close your eyes. You will go to sleep. It may be sweet, it may be painful. But you will go to sleep for the last time. And then you will wake up. I was starving when I woke up. I was bleeding all over from the cuts that ended my life. The swords those bandits stuck into me. I was starving. And their corpses were the only thing I could smell or think to eat. It was very messy. It is not something I would wish upon someone else, if I had the choice.
That makes sense. I know the process is different, vampire to vampire, for turning someone. I had never thought about what that process looks like for me. I know I wouldn't want to hurt them. I would try to be gentle, sweet. But I don't know. I suppose it's something I should think about because it might be a question Seth asks me when I talk to him about it.
If I had the choice, well, when I did it for Coruscant, as I now have my own sireling, it was what he wanted. It was his choice, and he wanted it to be me. I did it here, actually. Right in this grave. And I asked him if he was ready. And I think I held his hand. I slipped my fangs into his neck. And then I cut open my palm and let him drink. And together, Dorian and I buried him in a bed of entropy so that he could rest, so that the magic could take hold, so that he could become like us, a rotling. That's what he wanted. That's what he wished for. I made it as gentle and painless as I could, so that all he felt was the lightheadedness, and then for him it was like falling asleep. And then it was like waking up. And I was there for him, ready with plenty of blood. Down here where it's quiet, there's not that many smells and not that many sounds. You might not realize it, but our senses are a lot stronger than humans are. We hear more, we see more, we smell more. The shock of that change it can be difficult. It can be very overwhelming.
I've learned that recently. I've always understood that I've been stronger, but the ability to see and hear and smell more, it was a new thing to me. Didn't really realize it until I came here.
As you wish.
Yes.
Do you think it's silly, a vampire being in love with a human?
No. I don't. I've always viewed entropic humans as kindred spirits. I was once one. Seth is one now. We have a we are different than perhaps someone left an offering.
Who is this for, if you don't mind my curiosity?
I believe it's for the Oasis spirit.
There's a spirit here?
It's the keeper of this place, yes.
And they like spectral dust.
And morning lilies. Or, ghost shrooms? Morning lilies. What I would do... I don't think it's crazy. We are predators by nature. We are creatures of the night. It's simply who we are.
Mm-hmm. They like you.
That they do.
Do you mind if I break this?
You may. Oh, they did it for me.
Oh, they did it for me. I wish to be respectful.
Come to me.
We are creatures of the night. Yes, we have to drink blood. Yes, that's how it is. Though, truthfully, I suppose the way I see it is that a human willingly choosing to give you their blood so that you may subsist on their life force is one of the greatest acts of love there is.
I appreciate your insight, Karina. It's very easy for me to talk to you about things. Which is also a bit odd, because I feel like some of these things I should probably talk to my mom about, but she doesn't understand me anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that you feel like you can talk to me about it. I think if I were...
Is this also for someone?
I'm not sure, actually. It might be a warrior of the last age. I can show you our memorial at the Rot Home.
Sure.
To all those who were lost in the fighting. If I were you, then... And if it's what he wanted, then... I think I'd want to do it sweetly. I think I'd lie him down in bed. I'd ask him if he wanted it. I'd hold his hand, put my fangs in his neck, and whisper sweet things all the way through it. I'd make sure he drank, more than enough to make sure he comes back. And I'd be there with him the whole time, to make sure that when he was ready to wake up, he wouldn't be alone. You'll probably feel the sire bond snap into place before he actually wakes up.
See.
It, like a blood bond, it establishes it. The act of turning someone. It will be stronger than a blood bond, depending. It might even allow for commands, though. I would be very hesitant about ever imposing your will through such a bond. While it may be possible, it's, at least in my mind, a very bad idea.
I'm so sorry, Pingus is attacked.
You're alright, dear. What I was saying is, though, a sire bond, they tend to be stronger than blood bonds, and they often do allow for commands to a degree. I would be very hesitant about doing that.
No, I would want him to have complete free will.
Yes. I'm not getting a response from Squeaks, which hopefully means she's already asleep.
That would be good.
Yes. Would be for the best if she doesn't have to endure the blood moon.
I didn't know it was affecting her, but it affects many, so I'm not really surprised, if that makes sense.
It makes me feel generally more excited, but that's about it. I'm able to keep pretty stable.
As am I.
This place is our shrine, our memorial to the last age, to everything that happened, to everyone who was lost. The place once belonged to a former scion, and a lot of people don't trust us on that basis alone. But we're not them.
It is a very beautiful memorial.
Thank you.
I'm sorry you've lost so many, Karina. You and your family.
Thank you. It is the nature of war, I suppose. People go out every time they go out and fight, there's a chance they don't come back. And over the years, there's been a lot of people who haven't
My blood reserves
come
run
back,
low.
who don't wake up, who, no matter what I do and how hard I try, I cannot save them. I did not have a chance to save Heveki. I could not save Amraiha, despite doing everything I could. And I had to watch her die. The way I have watched so many die.
How did you, I mean, if you did, how did you get the image of her dying out of your head? If you don't have to answer that. I still struggle. Sometimes I see Cain dying before me.
I didn't. It's not that she's always there, but she's there enough. It helped when we buried her, and we remembered the little things, the silly little moments that didn't feel like they mattered at the time. The little things that made it seem like she was still there with us. But I don't forget Liviana. I don't think I should. I don't forget their faces. I don't forget their words. She felt like a failure in the end. Like she hadn't done enough. She'd done everything she needed to. Everything we asked. But I don't forget. Even the ones from decades ago. Helma, Eloise. I don't forget. Because if I forget, then that means they don't live in my heart anymore. And if I forget, then who will remember?
That I understand. You know, I have a list of all the people that my family have. Well, the ones that I know of, at least. Torn the throats of. Not necessarily met final death, but a list of people that I am aware of. I look at it each morning when I wake up. Not because I feel guilty, but so I'm reminded. I'm reminded of humanity and kindness, compassion. I'm reminded that they're people.
Squeaks is with Lothric right now in his guest bedroom. I sent her some flowers so that she could enjoy the scent of them.
That's good.
I've wondered a lot of times over the years how many more would have to die before this all was over. And I hope, at least I think, that the answer, finally, is no more. That this will be the end of it. That terrible bloody day at the temple and the keep will be the end of war and the end of bloodshed. And that there will be no more of death. Now, of course, that's up to Noctum, whether they come to the table, whether they engage in good faith and don't take this as an opportunity to exterminate us once and for all. Perhaps we'll get lucky. And after all these years, it will finally be over. I've been thinking about what I want to do once that happens. For so long, Say again.
I know you read my thoughts about the academy being a place. And in truth, it is exactly as you described. You would be a prisoner. Now, I want to make two things clear to you. One, I do not believe you or your family should be prisoners. Two, if that is the path your family and you wish to take, I will respect it and I will come and see you. But also, with regard to the academy specifically, I am happy, more than happy, to be one of the people that escorts you. I have even told Squeaks this. I would do everything within my power to keep you safe, and being a Mancini, if my family did come to the board, I would be a shield for you.
Thank you. I know Jezebel wants to put us to work and use our minds for what we're good for. That's how she sees us. Like we're already pawns to be put to work.
My family struggles to see people. They see assets, or they see pawns on a chessboard. Now, to them, yes, I'm Valeria's daughter, but I'm also an asset. Someone like you, people like your family, they would see you as pawns on a chessboard. And you're not. But that is the use that I imagine they've determined, which isn't fair or right, and I don't agree with.
Lothric wants to make use of my mind. He thinks I'm too valuable to be lost. What with my research on core repair. He told me... ridiculous. He told me to run, He offered to house me within House Dalrad. He doesn't want to see me lost. That's what he told me before the battle. Should I just take my family and get out of here? Almost as if he wanted us to become forsaken.
So many wish to make choices for you and your family, Karina. And as someone who has had that her entire life, do not let them. Choose for yourself. Choose for your blood. And if I may ask anything of you, it is that you be free. That you and your family live long lives. It is that you choose what you want and remain under no one's control.
I'd like that.
That is my hope for you and your family, Karina.
I hope so. But conquering forces have a habit of not respecting that sort of choice. Noctum, we are, in a sense, surrendering. What that will look like is yet to be determined. But there is a high likelihood that we will not be granted the scope of freedom and comforts that we seek. They may insist on stationing guards around the rot home to watch our every movement, so that we might never again rise against them in a militaristic might. As if we could, without Ishra and his greater undead to lead the charge. Without them, it's just the small handful of us against the full might of Noctum's army. If we ever tried to fight, well, it would be a lost cause.
I, in a different way, understand the feeling. Do you have someone to talk with them, to negotiate for you with them?
The negotiations will be at whenever these peace talks are. Truthfully. There we will decide terms. We will figure out what the future is going to look like. What peace will entail, if we're able to have it. Our position has been damaged significantly, given their recent offensives, and that will, if they wish, allow them to impose unpleasant terms on us if it's what Noctum leadership determines.
Well, perhaps it is naive. And maybe I really just am someone who was not built to handle war, but I hope they choose merciful ways. Ways that still allow you to function.
I hope so too. But understand, Liviana, it is indicative of our position that we are now... that now the better part of what we have is hope. That they will choose mercy, rather than the strength to back it up and ensure they do.
Well, then I will hope that for you.
Thank you.
And, if you can, if it is allowed, please let me know the result. I'd still like to be able to come and see you.
Of course. If I can have you visit, I will. Though hopefully it is not in a cage.
I'll sneak in as a rat. They'll never know. I'll tell you to open the doors first. Hey, Karina, can you open this door for me real quick? Don't worry about it.
Alright, well.
You wish to rest.
You know, I actually had something different in mind, since you're here.
Oh.
And since you need to practice.
So, you were there.
The sparring ring's right there.
I'm actually hiding from Roran in PvP combat, challenging, all of that kind of circumstances right now. Actually, I told Raffi, and my description was very terrible. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Well, he's Roran size." And she's like, "Roran size?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's tall and built. It's scary. He's scary." I can do maybe 1 or 2, and then I will need to rest.
Alright.
Provided Pingus doesn't beat my booty fur.
Alright.
Also, what weaponry are you currently using? Do you have Sanguine or Dark Silver?
Well, in a sense, better, but I won't be using weaponry, I'll just be using my magic.
Alright. I think I've done something similar like this before in another life with, Roran, actually.
Alright.
Is it over here?
Yes.
Right.
I'd be mindful about using your powerful magics when you haven't exhausted my ways to get away from it.
That's true. Oh, sorry. That was a spiritual issue.
Oh, good block.
Thanks.
The thing with fighting me, Liviana, is I'm very, very good at making it so damn, your strikes don't stick at me.
I've noticed.
I'm good at wearing people down, though I'm not particularly aggressive in my own right as a fighter.
I've noticed. It's actually kind of refreshing compared to what I'm used to.
When I fight Jamie, he has a habit of... That was good. Knocking me out of my fountains of blood is a good way to keep me from recovering vitality. I'm thinking if you're going to be using your pistols, though, you're going to need to, well, be shooting them a lot more.
Yeah. I'm not used to combat thing, if that makes sense.
I understand. I know you're used to having the guards, but I want you to be able to learn to defend yourself, so that you have the confidence that you'll be able to where necessary. And when you get me out of the ring, that's where it starts to hurt.
Oh, it gets small.
That it does. Oh, smart.
That's not a win in my book.
Beautiful show.
Fighting is as much an endurance test as it is a test of aggression. Something I'm thinking about watching you fight is after you veil, you really, really need to make sure to land that first strike. It's one of the most important things, especially when you're fighting with the blood that you are.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, this is the normal blood that I fight with usually.
As you wish.
I see. Do you usually mix anything into it?
I I haven't, but I am open to suggestion.
Well, if you wish to be durable, you could mix in some creature. If you wish to be aggressive, you could mix in some warrior or rogue. Another option for durability is actually scholar. Let me get you a mix of that.
Thank you.
Sired by Karina.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Coruscant. You can try that, Livy, and actually, I think you should spar Coruscant since you're here. Coruscant, go get over on green team.
Alright.
And what you'll notice, Livy, is when you use your magic, it sort of puts a little protective barrier around you.
Okay. I'm learning how to fight better, Karina.
So it shall be.
Good. I've been trying to increase my skills too.
Alright.
Are you both ready?
As
Yes.
ready as be.
Yes, regrettably, you aren't able to block the blood beam.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Something to be very careful about.
Also, you glow. Even when you're invisible.
Oh, good block. Very good. Very good. Alright, well done, both of you. Here's what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to attack Coruscant, but I am going to back up Liviana. And we'll see how this goes. Do your best, dear. That was good discipline, Coruscant, to not break the barrier. Good dodge. Now, I can't say I don't enjoy counteracting your blood beam with my own Coruscant. That's very amusing to me.
As expected.
Well done.
About.
Yeah, That's very well done. Though,
Thanks.
if I may,
Oh, I had help.
I could try a different method.
I can do one more. I have to get spirits.
Of course.
Oh,
Well,
of course, of course.
one.
Well, give me one moment then.
All right.
Of course.
Alright. I'm all good to wait. And now I'm all good to go.
Also, I forgot to ask, are you using any auxiliaries or anything? Because I'm not.
Nope. I am not.
Okay, good. Good. I want to make sure it's a fair fight.
All
Are you?
right. Do you want me to step out for this one or continue to support?
I will let...
I'll match
okay.
your level as well. That way it can be as close as possible.
Alright. Then, Karina, I'm happy for you to step out.
All right. Best of luck, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you for the sparring.
Yes. Well done. And thank you, Livy, for talking.
Of course. How do I just...
I really appreciated it. Yes, you can head on your way.
There we go. Thank you, Karina. Thank you,
course.
Wasakan. It was lovely to meet you.
Likewise.
Yes, that would be my sireling.
Yes. Alright, be
See
welcome.
you. I'll see you later, dear. All right.
The victory is yours. I yield.
I'll see you then, alright?
See you
Keep
soon.
the sculpture close.
Thank you. Have a good cycle, Livy.
And you.
Be well.